How's it going, everyone? Dylan Torres here, aka Knuckle Impact, giving you guys another deck profile. So today I will be profiling my top 4 finish on Sky Strikers I took to my locals today. Um, I played Sky Striker, went top 4. Uh, it was for like a small case tournament in a sense. Um, I went 4-1 in Swiss. It was 5 rounds, 25 plus players. 5 rounds of Swiss, and then top 8. I went 4-1, like I said, 4 wins, 1 loss. My only loss being round 2 against some Phantom Knight Warrior combo deck, which I just ended up bricking. In game 1, I just couldn't play. Um, so let me give you like a rundown on my matches real quick. Let me pull up my list. So round 1, I played against Madolche. It's very weird to see that deck, but it's like very fun to see that deck too. It's like a deck I'm comfortable with seeing because I have a lot of friends that play that deck, so I knew how to play against that deck. I knew what the deck did, so it was like a little easy to understand like what cards to hit with like Widow Anchor, Shark Cannons, what cards to like banish from Zeke. 2-0'd Madolche. Round 2 was the PK Warrior deck I lost to. I got 2-0'd. Shouts to Adam Rodriguez. Round 3 I played against Altergeist. I 2-0'd Altergeist. Round 4 I played against Lair Darkness. I beat him 2-0. Round 5 I played against Dragon Link. I played against John Beatty. This matchup was a little hard. I'm pretty sure I ended up taking game 1. If I'm wrong, I lost game 1. But I'm pretty sure I won game 1. I lost game 2 for sure. And then I ended up winning game 3. It was like a back and forth grind. Honestly, it just came down to whoever drew better. I also had like all the correct hand traps to stop my opponent. So yeah, and then top 8, I played against another Dragon Link player. I'm pretty sure I ended up losing game 1, and then I won game 2 and 3. I just got lucky off of my draws. I activated Shared Ride. I just got lucky, drew Nibiru, and he had no other follow-up play. And yeah, so again, I got top 4. Top 4 ended up splitting. So it was all fun in the end. Shouts to everyone who came out. Shouts to my boy Lex. Shouts to my brother Gio. Shouts to my boy Justin, Adam, Steven, Fonzo for being the head judge. Shouts to Nito, Namdi, John Beatty. Shouts to a few guys from the Midland Odessa group that came down. Um, Shoutouts to one OCG player we had there today, actually. He ended up playing Shadal, which was really fun to see. He really enjoyed playing. He played for fun. He didn't really take the tournament seriously, but he did well for like the cards he had. And yeah, it's just cool to see an OCG player play in the TCG and teaches us like a few things that OCG has that we don't. So it's cool to get like knowledge as well. So we're gonna start with the decks. We got 3 Raid, 3 Rose. I think 3 Rose is okay. You just want to max on like all your striker cards, especially in like a pure going second build. Because if you don't see like a Ray or a Rose, you're not winning the game. So like maxing out on these are, I would say at this point pretty staple. Rose is also like really good, especially against the mirror. Whenever like you Hayate crash, you send Rose, you summon Ray, make like Shizuku or Kagari, attack your opponent's Link, and then you summon Ray back from the grave. You target their Ray. If they don't chain it, actually, I don't even think they can chain Ray, but like Rose just negates Ray, negates Dragoon, negates like Savage. Rose is just a really good card. It also like allows you to extend into like Hida, Zeke, access code plays. And then I played 3, 6, 9, 12 hand traps, 3 Ash, which is just like a really good like generic hand trap in any format. 3 Veiler because I play like Needle Fiber. Even though I don't play Celine, you just want to have more access to tuners for Fiber. Also like hits Tri Brigade, hits the mirror, hits like Drytron, everything really. 3 Crow, it's good against everything. Eldritch, Drytron, Striker, somewhat of the Dragon Link deck, not really. Same with Bell. Bell has like its own qualifications against like every other deck, even like the Dragon Link deck, Striker, Drytron, Eldritch. Just these are just like the best hand traps to play. Two Afterburner, which is pretty staple. Three Widow, two Area, three Shark. I played three Shark just for a reason being that in the mirror match it goes to like a really hard grind game. You want to use as much advantage as possible. You want to have like as many resources as possible. So you want to max out on this card. Sometimes even like DD Crow, having like an extra three copies of DD Crow is crazy. Um, because of cards like DD Crow, my opponent can just DD Crow my Shark Cannons, DD Crow my engages, DD Crow like everything. So you just want to have multiple copies of this card. Also allows you to have more access to or access code place, so you can OTK your opponent. Two Foolish Goods and Metal Fusion. I was playing Pot of Desires, but I found out Foolish Barrel Goods against the mirror was pretty good. Because again, you want to keep as many resources in your deck as possible, especially against like all the hard decks that you have trouble with, like Dragon Link, Prank Kids, and I would say like probably the Tri Brigade deck. You just want to have as many resources in your deck as possible. So having these cards are pretty good. You can also send like any of the other striker cards with Foolish Barrel Goods. Fusion is just there to give you an extra draw. So yeah, and then engage, of course, drones, multi-row. I only play one eagle booster. I know a lot of people leaning towards two, but I found for this event one is fine. Second one never really came up for me. It's probably because I didn't play against any mirrors, but I still need to do testing with this card alone just to see if I really want to play it at two or not. And then terraforming, Rhoda, upstart, call by, mind control. I play mind control just for a simple fact that like it's also there to bait out negate. Um, Against a Tri Brigade deck, you could take Appaloosa. So if they have to use chain blocks really differently, so you won't like Appaloosa their Shirog, so you won't stop the banish. Against the mirror, you just take their striker links. You make your own striker links. Raid would not trigger because you're linking away the monster. So yeah. Again, it's also just there for the access code plays, just to keep giving you more monsters to make access code. Fairly good card overall. Next extra deck is 3 Kagari, 3 Shizuku, 3 Ayate, no need to explain. One Kaina, one Zeke. Second one never really came up, I think one is fine. Hida, it's against a mirror match and Salamangreat. It's also okay against like any decks that main deck Ash. You can just summon back Ash, chain like Shark Cannon, Widow Anchor, or even drones. Summon a monster, summon like one of your links, go access code, and just kill your opponent. Halka Fibrax, it's just there for the access code plays. Ninjutsu, it's there to get rid of like dragoons. I guess against like the mirror too, it also comes up sometimes. It's also a link 3 that gives more attack points to access code if you link it off. So yeah. And then 3 Nibiru in the side deck. This card was okay today. It performed well. It did what it's supposed to do. Against the Dragon Link deck, it kind of made them like stop playing. Even though they could keep extending through this, it just like makes them play a little more weird. Against Salamangreat, it's good. Against the Drytron deck, if they're not summoning Herald as their 5th card, this card is also really good against that deck. It's good against like a bunch of like generic rogue decks too. Dear Shared Rise mainly for the mirror, but like I guess you could play it against the Drytron deck as well. In the Dragon Link deck, I used this and I drew Nibiru, and I ended up winning that game because I got lucky and I drew Nibiru. Mainly there for the mirror, mainly there for Drytron. You can play against any other deck, but it probably won't be as like good. 3 Twin, 3 Cosmic. You want to get, especially like these cards in the mirror. You just don't want your opponent to have like more resources than you. You want to like be able to like take advantage of your opponent's cards. And these cards also bait out like Revolt if needed. These cards are also quick plays, so it gets rid of anti-spells and Imperial Order, which are heavily played cards in every side deck that you can play those cards in. And then my last card in my deck was 3 Dimension Ground. This card, I didn't really like it, but it performed like decent today. Like the one time I activated it, I just lost the game, but The other few times I activated it, it did what it was supposed to do. I probably would change its card to something else like Cycle Reader, or even like I don't know, Solemn Strike, Solemn Judgment, just something a little bit better. I was just testing this card out, but it was fine. I don't think I would continue playing it though. But yeah, again, that's my deck. If you have any changes, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And again, shout out to everyone who came out. Shout outs to Steven for hosting the tournament. Shout outs to everyone who made top four. Lex, me, John Beatty, and Namdi. And again, shout outs to everyone who came out. People from the New Mexico group as well, like Dorian, um, Miguel, and their other two friends. I forget their names. I'm really sorry if you see this. And yeah, that's my deck. Thanks for watching.